Hello, everybody. Welcome to this training today, all about the mindset to stop your binge eating. I am really excited about this training, you guys, because the reality is we can have all the tangible tools, the best strategy in the world. But if we don't have the right mindset, it's really going to be difficult to fully conquer, right? We can have the best tools for what to do when we feel the urge to binge. But again, we all know how uncomfortable that urge can be. So that requires the right mindset to not give in. We all know what it feels like to have a bad body day. Search strategy, work through maybe like a bad body image day. But if we don't have the right mindset, it's really easy to be down on ourselves, not feel good enough. So, what I'm trying to say here is having the right mindset is going to be fundamental to help you to conquer your binge eating. So if you're watching with me live, say hello, drop a comment in the chat box. I'm so excited and grateful that you are here. All right, let's go ahead and dive on in. So for today's training, the main topics are going to be about crafting a new identity for yourself. We're going to talk about stepping into your higher self, and most importantly, the mindset of somebody who will be free from binge eating. Okay, so get excited. This is going to be an amazing training today. Okay, so the number one thing that influences your behaviors with food is your identity. It does not matter what we do with food. If we have a certain identity that isn't in alignment with who we want to be and our goals, our behaviors with food are going to be self-sabotaging. So your identity is who you are and who you believe you are. So some common identities, and let me know if you can resonate with any of these identities, but very common identities is I'm a binge eater, I'm an emotional eater, I am overweight, I'm a yo-yo dieter, I'm anxious, I am inconsistent with my diet, and I self-sabotage a lot. If you've ever said to yourself, I am any of these things, drop a yes in the chat box. I remember so many times saying all these things. I claimed that I was a yo-yo dieter. I claimed that I was a binge eater. I claimed that I was anxious all the time. I was inconsistent. I was a self-sabotager. This is who I believed I was. And this directly impacts our behaviors with food. So let me explain. Let's say, for example, you have this identity of I am somebody who's always just inconsistent with my diet, right? So what ends up happening is you can eat super healthy all week long, you're doing well, you're feeling good. And then your brain is like, wait, hold on, wait a minute. I'm consistent. I'm feeling good about my food choices. I'm eating healthy all week long. This isn't who I am. I am not somebody who is consistent with my food. Remember, you're the inconsistent one. So you end up binging and overeating and falling off track because this is who you are claiming to be. You are literally telling yourself that you are somebody that can't stay consistent with your diet. So it doesn't matter how well you're doing, how good you're feeling, you will intentionally fall off track, mess things up, have a binge because your identity is so ingrained that I am somebody who is inconsistent with my diet. So creating a new identity for yourself is going to be really, really important. Creating the identity for yourself, for somebody, the version of you who will be free from binge eating, who will conquer binge eating. So we have to think, who is this person? right? Like, who is she? How does she think? What are her thoughts on a daily basis? How does she feel? How does she feel? What are her emotions on a daily basis? What are her habits, right? What daily habits does she engage in? And what are her behaviors with food? Somebody who is going to be free from binge eating is probably somebody who has positive thoughts about herself, who speaks highly of herself, who sees how worthy she is of conquering. She probably has really good habits in place, right? She probably speaks kindly to herself. She probably takes really good care of herself. Oops, not just physical health, but mental health. She probably takes good care of her emotions. She's able to process through her emotions, right? She probably listens to her body. She naturally stops eating when she's full. This is the version of yourself who is going to conquer binge eating. We need to step into this version right now. So often we think that's so far away, right? But in order to become that version of you who is free from binge eating, we have to step into that version of ourselves today, right now, so that you can think the thoughts that she's thinking, so that you can feel the emotions that she is feeling, so that you can behave in a way that she would behave, so you can engage in the habits that she would engage in. That is how you become her. You embody this version of this person right now, today. Okay? This is your higher self. This is your higher self. Every single person has this version of themselves who knows that she is hands down worthy of conquering binge eating. She wants the best for herself. She is so ready for growth and healing. And she's excited to become the best possible version of herself, constantly learning and constantly evolving. This is your higher self who always wants the best for you. Now, I want to talk about the mindset of somebody who will be free from binge eating. Okay. At this point in my life, I have coached over hundreds of women inside of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy. And I've seen over time really what it takes to conquer binge eating, what specifically they need to be thinking, what specific mindset they have to engage in order to conquer. Not only have I done this myself, but when I've coached so many women in this program, I really see the difference maker between those people that do conquer and those people that don't. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into it. This is in no particular order, but here we go. Okay, you are open to a new approach. So you are so ready to be free from binge eating, and you're willing to do things differently than you've done in the past. You know that if you want a different result, AKA food freedom and a binge-free life, you need to take different steps to get there, and you're in for that, right? You're not the type of person that says, you know, I've tried so many things, nothing else is going to work. You know, this thing, you know, I'm the exception, or nothing's going to work for me. No, you want to stop your binge eating and you're going to go after it. You are open to a new approach. You realize that the things that you've done in the past to try to stop your binge eating, if it hasn't worked, it's not a you thing. It's probably not the right approach for you. Like distracting yourself, staying busy, tracking macros, or, you know, going to therapy. If none of those things work for you, it's not your fault, right? And you're not going to give up. You're not that type of person, right? You are so ready to be free from binge eating and you're willing to try a new approach. You're not going to say, you know, this thing didn't work, so that's it. No, you're going to find the solution that you resonate with and you're going to go all in with it. Next, you see the value in investing in yourself and getting support. you're done trying to figure this out on your own. And you truly do see the value in getting coached by somebody who has conquered binge eating themselves that can now help you to do the same. And you're ready for it. You're ready for the feedback. You're ready for the support. You're ready for the new tools that's going to help you to feel normal around food again. The thought of having somebody who has conquered binge eating, who can now lead you the way and show you the way and guide you through this process, you never feel alone, is so reassuring for you. And it's actually really exciting. And you know that it's possible. You know that if somebody else can conquer binge eating, it is also possible for you as well too. So if you can fast track your results, you are all in. Next, you can release the timeline of when you will conquer binge eating. Here's the thing. Somebody who will conquer binge eating knows that they are going to conquer. You know it's going to happen. So you're more focused on the end result, the long-term happiness, the long-term freedom, than just quick fix results. You know that conquering binge eating is not the same as a diet. So you're not going to expect yourself to see results tomorrow. You're not going to expect yourself to be binge free tomorrow. You're willing to do things properly and stick things out so that you can experience that long-term happiness so that you never have to diet again. You know what's going to happen. You can release the timeline. And here's the thing. When you put pressure of timelines, it's anxiety inducing, right? Just like think about any diet that you've done, any like 8-week challenge, 4-week program, or 90-day program, right? There's a lot of pressure of like getting to a certain goal in a certain amount of time. So somebody who is going to conquer binge eating, their mindset is I'm conquering. I don't care how long it's going to take. I am going to conquer it. I am going to conquer it. Okay. Next, you are resilient. This is one of my favorites. And actually, when I got support for my binge eating, my coach used to tell me this, like, you're so resilient, Lorna. And it felt so good. And I want to remind you, this is the mindset that we need to embody. Being resilient. You don't give up. You don't let one bad body image day or a binge get the best of you. And you understand that it's part of the process and you keep going. I had one of my clients inside of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy, and she was feeling a little guilty for what she was eating. And we were able to do a breathwork session, which really helped to release a lot of the anxiety. But she said, you know, for so many years, I've let this guilt hold on to me, and I would restrict the next day. And I knew that wasn't the smartest thing to do, but it would really just propel this cycle. And she's like, I'm not going to let this guilt shake me. I am going to simply be able to move on because I've realized I've made so much more progress. I am not going to hold on to this guilt that just literally propels the cycle. I am better than that. I am resilient. I am not somebody that's just going to throw in the towel just because I feel guilty for eating a certain food item. You don't give up. You had a bad body image day. That's okay, right? You get up, you realize you're in the healing process, and you simply are able to keep going. And I will say, this is challenging. Having a bad body image day, just binging maybe after a week or 2 weeks of doing really well with your food, it can feel really frustrating. But when you have a sisterhood and a group to support you that can help you to not give up, it is so much easier. You actually look forward to showing up and you look forward to keep going because you see other people can keep going. Okay. Now, next mindset piece. You may have body goals, but you are willing to put your mental health and your relationship with food as the main focus. I think every single person that I've ever coached and the women that are inside of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy right now all have body goals. I think every single person wants to be in a body that they feel good in, whether that is, feeling comfortable. Maybe you have certain, body or weight loss goals. I think it's not a bad thing, but you're willing to put your mental health first because you know that things need to be done in the right order, and you want to do things in the right order this time around so that you never have to diet ever again. Like, the thought of that is just so freeing to you, that you never have to weigh your food again, track your food again, stress out about food ever again. Like, that's so reassuring for you. It's so exciting for you. So you're willing to do things in the right order. One of my clients, she was having a bad body image day. This is another client. And, then she had this breakthrough moment and she said, I could always go back to dieting, but I don't want to. I don't want to be obsessive about food. I don't want to be in my fitness pal from the time that I wake up to the time that I go to bed. I don't want to have to say no to going to the beach simply because I don't feel good in my own skin. I want to get to a point where I feel free with food and I can just eat normally, like a normal person. So she was willing to put her mental health first and her relationship with food first so that she can get to a point of feeling so good in her own skin. I think a lot of the times people think I have to have one or the other. I can either have the body that I want, or I can feel good with my relationship with food. And I say that's bullshit. You get to have it all. In my world, you get to have it all. You are worthy of it all. The body that you want and the relationship with food. But we do need to do things in the right order, because think about it. Maybe your entire life, you focus on your body goals. You focus on dropping those 20 pounds. You focus on being in a smaller body. And now you're starting to realize, now you're having the awareness that focusing on your body goals and weight loss is actually what's keeping you stuck in the diet binge cycle. And now you're recognizing that if you were just to fix your relationship with food and work on making peace with food, you will actually get to a point where you can be happy in your body without yo-yo dieting and without having to think about food, weigh and tracking and measure all of your food. This is really important. And one of my another client, she had another breakthrough. She said, when I'm 85 years old, I don't want to look back at my life and think I was just so worried about losing those 20 pounds and having to think about food all the time. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm 50 years old. I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy the pleasure of food. I want to be able to go out with people for dinner and have a good time. This is what it's all about. Putting your mental health first and having a good relationship with food. Okay. Next step, the next mindset. You continue to show up for yourself day in and day out. You know that this is a journey. It's not a sprint. You know that you need to stay positive, so you do, and you keep implementing tools even if they feel really repetitive. So what I mean by this is a lot of the tools that I teach inside of my programs that help you to rewire your brain are required to do over and over and over again. That is part of rewiring your brain. Repetition of the proper tools helps you to rewire your brain. And oftentimes, sometimes it can feel repetitive, right? But you know that repetition of the proper tools will rewire your brain. So you're willing to do it. You're willing to show up for yourself, right? And the thing is, you guys, there are going to be days where you don't want to show up for yourself. There are going to be days where you're feeling so good, right? You haven't binged in weeks. You're feeling on top of the world. You're feeling good in your body. You're starting to eat normally. You're getting back into with your hunger and fullness cues. It's so much excitement. And there also might be days where you don't feel good and you don't want to show up for yourself. You don't want to do the tools, right? But again, going back to the support, when you have a group to check in on and you see other women showing up for themselves, it makes you want to continue showing up for themselves. And one of the benefits inside of the Ditch Techie Diets Academy, I actually have alumni and graduates in the program that are still in there because they just like love the community aspect. But it's so cool for the people that are coming in who are newer to the program, because they see those people that have conquered binge eating, who have completed the academy, and they get to see them and speak to them for advice, and they can share, you know, what's been helpful for them. And it's so much easier to show up when you can literally speak to somebody who's gone through the process, who also was doubtful and fearful, but stayed the course and is on the other side. That can help you to continue to show up for yourself as well too, which is so powerful. Okay. So all in all, what I'm here to say, you guys, when it comes to your mindset, you need to be willing to put in the work. You need to be willing to stay positive. You need to be willing to be patient and trust the process. This is required. This is required. Okay. Now, like I said in the last training, every single person can end their binge eating. I truly believe that. I truly know that it is possible for every single person. But not every single person is willing to do this. Not every single person is willing to show up for themselves. Not every single person is willing to be open about their food struggles and reach out for support. Not every single person is willing to invest in themselves. Not every single person is willing to put their mental health and their relationship with food first, right? But you are different. I know you are going to do this because you are here. And if you are here, clearly you are ready. You are ready to better your relationship with food, and you're ready to conquer. And the reality is you're done with dieting and so done with obsessing about calories and thinking about food all day long and revolving your plans around food with friends and girlfriends and family members. And you're done with pre-planning your binges ahead of time just to immediately regret them. And you're done with feeling bloated and uncomfortable in your own skin. And you're so ready to spend more time with your loved ones, being fully present. You're so ready to trust yourself and just naturally be able to stop eating when you're full. You're ready to be kind and loving and compassionate towards the little one inside of you who is so worthy of it. You're ready to surround yourself with a community of women who will be by your side to help you to feel less alone. And you're ready to just eat normally and have an easy, effortless, balanced relationship with food. The patience, the trust, the time, the investment, and the work is all worth it, because you know that you are hands down worthy of a binge-free life. And this worthiness piece is really important. If you do not believe that you are worthy of it, you will not achieve it. If you believe I am worthy of it, which by the way, every single person is worthy of this, it is incredible. It is so juicy, so freeing, so light, like it's so fulfilling. Every single person is worthy of this. Every single person is worthy of this. And if you truly believe that you are worthy of this, you are going to have the patience. You are going to have the trust. You're going to put in the time. You are going to see the value of investing in yourself. You are going to put in the work. And guess what? You will conquer. Okay? So give me 4 months inside of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy, and I will teach you my exact root and rewire process that help myself and my clients become binge-free and maintain it long-term. There is a difference between having some good days where maybe you don't binge, maybe you got lucky a few times, but you're still feeling out of control. We want to end this for good, okay? Now, this is all done without a meal plan, without crazy food rules, without spending hours in my fitness pal weighing your food, which you know is so exhausting for yourself, without taking photos of everything that you eat or having to write down what you're eating, and without years in therapy to just not feel understood, right? I remember going to therapy and thinking like, when I said I was going through an out of body experience when I was binging, I felt like she looked at me like I had 10 eyeballs, right? So none of this is required. None of this is required. So just imagine you fully trust yourself with food. You listen to your body and just naturally stop eating when you're full. You can go about your day without thinking about food and obsessing about calories. You can keep those trigger foods in the house and literally forget that they were even there. And you don't even feel the urge to binge anymore. How would your life change? What would you be able to do? What would you be able to spend your time on? How much more present can you be with your loved ones, right? So I'm sharing this briefly, quickly here. On the left side, although I looked fit and healthy, mentally, I was not okay. I would eat until I was physically sick. I felt so bloated, so disgusting in my own skin. I felt like I was going through an out-of-body experience through every single binge. It did not feel like me. And my body was full. And I knew that I was physically full, but my mind kept saying, keep on eating. And I felt like I tried it all to stop my binge eating, right? Nutritionist, therapy, my doctor, flexible meal plans, macro counting, distracting myself, willpower, staying busy, drinking water, tea, going to bed early, brushing my teeth, trainers and fitness plans. And maybe you've tried all these things as well too. And I realized that none of those things actually helped to weaken and get rid of the urge to binge. And I also realized that a lot of the times, if we're trying to get support from somebody who hasn't conquered binge eating themselves and who hasn't gone through it themselves, it's going to be really hard for them to understand what it is that you're going through. So no wonder I had some good days and I felt good with food. And then I had some days where I felt completely out of control with food. The urge kept coming back. The urge kept coming back. So I learned how to rewire my brain, and I haven't felt the urge to binge in over 2 years. And now I am teaching you my exact process. So introducing the Ditch Decade Diets Academy, which I'm so excited about. This is my signature 4-month group coaching program, teaching you how to improve your relationship with food and stop your binge eating using my root and rewire process. So there are 5 components to the program. I'm going to briefly go through them each. So the first part is the strategy aspect. So there are course-based video modules that you can watch that teaches you literally everything you need to know step by step on how to eat without guilt, how to eat intuitively without spiraling out of control, how to get back in tune with your hunger and fullness cues, how to be able to go out for dinner without feeling anxiety, how to get out of the all or nothing mentality, how to cope with your emotions without turning to food, and ultimately how to regain control with food and completely stop your emotional binge and overeating. Get excited, okay? Next up, we have your mindset, which we know is so important. So with my root and rewire process, I teach you how to get to the root of your binge eating by uncovering limiting beliefs and teach you how to rewire your brain so you stop feeling that urge to binge. Next step, we have support and accountability, which is honestly the biggest game changer in this program. So every single week, I host 3 calls every single week. You don't have to show up to every single one, but I have clients from all over the world. So lots of opportunities to get support. And this is where you can get personalized feedback from myself to actually help you in your individual circumstances, in your individual situations, to help you to break free from binge eating, work through whatever it is that you're personally going through. And then you have your sisterhood where you can connect with other women who are going through the same thing as you. We have a daily group chat, so you can literally every single day share your wins and be so excited about it because you're going to be celebrated. You can share your questions. You can share whatever it is on your heart. And something that I do that I've introduced that I haven't seen anywhere is connection calls. So a connection call is where we talk about real life things. There are a lot of clients in my programs that like I was mentioning, I think in the last training, that have PCOS or mental health or anxiety and all these things that we don't talk about with our girlfriends. And same with binge eating, right? It is so nice to be able to talk through this with somebody who understands you and a group of ladies in a judgment-free zone. I was talking to somebody on TikTok and she's interested in joining the academy. And she's like, just even talking to you, I feel so much better because I can't talk about this with anyone else. She's like, it's crazy to think I'm talking to this, with you because I can't talk about this with anyone else. And this is the power of community and support. Okay. Next, as a bonus, I do provide a custom movement plan just as a bonus, just so that you can feel good in your own skin and create a health journey that's really fueled by self-love and really have those healthy habits in place. And then one of my favorite things that have been life-changing for my clients is breath work. So this is one of the most powerful ways to reduce your stress and anxiety, help you to cope with your emotions without turning to food, and become less impulsive with food, which is really, really important, you guys. So often when we are, feel like we're spiraling out of control or we are emotionally eating, we stuff our emotions down the drain and we have to learn how to process through them. This has been one of the biggest game changers in my clients' lives through doing the work of breath work. Okay. So here is what is possible for you inside of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy. So one of my clients here, she of course used all of the tools and she's been over 7 months binge free. And she actually had to go she didn't have to, but she went out and got a part-time job because she literally had so much more free time. And I think at the time she had another job or she was studying, but she had so much more free time because she's no longer struggling with binge eating. She's also able to eat leftovers for dinner guilt-free and without it triggering a binge, which is literally a win-win-win. So it's normal to no longer feel the urge, right? Even with trigger foods being in the house, one of my clients said, I don't even know how to describe the feeling of eating something you used to binge on without guilt and without feeling that urge to binge. It's literally joy. I feel so proud of myself and strong. This is the power of rewiring your brain. You can have trigger foods in the house and literally not even have the urge to binge on them. Even when you're going through a stressful situation, so many people say, I binge because I'm stressed. Well, the reality is when you reprogram your brain, you can be going through a tough situation. Like one of my clients, she said, I have not binged, although going through an extremely life-changing situation right now. Normally in these circumstances, I'd be stressed all day and not eat, and then by night be famished and binge, but not when you reprogram your brain. You can also do this when you're going out for dinner, right? One of my clients, she said, I had to go out to eat twice. I was able to just eat until satisfied. I felt calm about it. The food even sat in front of me until they pick up the plates. Normally, I'd be fighting the urge to eat the rest and just pick at it. So this is what's possible. I can keep going on and share these amazing wins, 35 days binge free. What has it been? Enjoying my mom's birthday cake without guilt or without needing more. And those are all great. And this is what's going to happen for you. But what I'm even more proud about and excited for you is the community aspect. One of my clients said, what an amazing connection call. It was a true connection. People opening up and helping one another is so healing and inspiring. This week, I'm going to work on learning how to respect my body. I want to learn to love it and treat it like I would those that I love. So many helpful advice. Each and every call, you ladies are truly inspiring. Just getting off one of our calls makes you feel so much better about yourself. And it's just so healing when you have people that can open up and share their struggles and their wins. Another one said, something that has really been helpful immensely is the support and being able to express myself to the other girls in the group. After yesterday's connection call, I feel more self-centered and confident in how I talk to myself, okay? So one more thing. So exciting. So she said, I want to send you over a quick message. I've had you on my mind because I wanted to let you know how I owe you so much. Since your program, my life has blossomed and flourished, and I've cultivated so many new relationships, and I've just stepped out and I'm living a fulfilling life. I'm just so grateful because of your program, because your program was the catalyst of all the beautiful transformations that have taken place in my life and in my heart, and I'm forever grateful for you. This is why I do what I do. Your relationship with food is going to transform. You are going to stop feeling that urge to binge. Those are all great things. But what's even more exciting is the life that you get to experience, the transformations in your own personal life, the relationships that you get to experience, your mental health, right? Your mood, your sex drive. I've had so many of my clients say like their sex life has improved because they're no longer feeling bloated and disgusting in their own skin. I've had my clients say that their relationship with their partners improved. I'm a better mom. I'm so grateful that I'm not going to put this onto my daughter because I've healed my own relationship with food. This is what it's all about. So there's a question here. How do I join the academy? Yes. So by the way, just a quick point before I share how you can join. So right now, when you join, you actually will save $400 off the academy. This is going to be good for the next week only. For those of you guys who are just ready, you're like, this makes so much sense. I'm ready. It will be good for the next week. So if this is for you and you're like, this makes so much sense. Like this approach makes a lot of sense. I'm starting to see why maybe other things that I've tried haven't worked. And I'm ready to rewire my brain. I'm ready to be free from binge eating. I resonate with this approach. I'm excited. All you need to do is send me over a message. Hey, Lorna, I'm interested in the academy. Whether we're friends on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, email, just shoot me over a message. I make it so simple. I will share the investment options with you. And then if you think it's a great fit and I think it's a great fit, you literally will start having access to the program immediately. I make it so darn simple for you guys because I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. And already there's a few ladies that joined, which is so exciting already. So I'm really excited. Again, if you are ready for this, send me over a message and let's freaking do this. Let's conquer. I can't wait to be by your side every single step of the way. So to answer your question, just shoot me over a message. Yeah, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited for this. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening to this training. I hope you had so many breakthroughs, so many mindset shifts, and you know if you're ready for this, you know if you are ready to take things to the next level and be free from binge eating. And I'd be more than happy to show you the way in the most efficient, fun process and way possible. So thank you guys so much. I can't wait to see you inside the academy and actually be able to work through a lot of these things one-on-one in a small group container. So it's going to be so much fun. So thank you guys so much. enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. I'll send you a message soon. Yay! Oh my God, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day or your night, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.